Hi everyone, and I'm back with another craft that I'm doing for my Christmas decorating. I'm sorry that I don't have any light on myself. This is sort of a last minute thing that I decided to do. I wasn't even going to record it, so I didn't prepare any correct lighting. But I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be directing the camera down here so that you can see what I'm doing actually down here. First, let me tell you the supplies that I'm using. I'm using this photo document frame. I am going to be using this reindeer. This is an ornament that I got at Hobby Lobby. They were half off. And I got 3 of these, and I used 2 of these in another project. And so, since I had this third one, I decided that I'm going to use it in this project, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with that. I need something in the background inside my frame, so I happen to have some wrapping paper, and I just happen to have this really pretty kind of embossed silver paper that I also got at Hobby Lobby. This I got them. You know, when they have their clearance at 90% off, I always get my wrapping paper then. And it seems that they always have wrapping paper left over, and they have it at 90% off. So that's when I took advantage. So I cut off a piece of that, and I used the inside, whether it's the glass or the paper or the backing. That is what I used so that I know what size to cut this. I also have another piece of paper. This is from scrapbooking paper, and there's some really pretty designs that you can choose from. I happen to have this scrap of scrapbooking paper already, so I decided that I would use this little piece, and it seems to be about the right size to kind of center. And I'll show you what I'll be doing with that. I also had some poinsettias, and I was kind of cleaning out my floral things that were kind of damaged, and some of these poinsettias were kind of, you know, already bent and folded and needed to just be tossed because there was no way I could straighten them. But I figured I could use the petals, so I'm peeling them off like so. So I'm going to be using some of these petals. I'm also going to be using some of these leaves from a holly bush that I also was going to toss away. Here's some smaller petals. I'll use some of those as well. And then I also have some little berry stems. Some little leftover pieces from other projects that I've done. So I'm going to use some of that, and I will design it as I go along. Kind of have an idea of what I'd like to do. The first thing that I did was, because this frame was this natural wood color, is that I painted it black. So I used an acrylic paint. You can use any craft paint that will go on wood. Just paint it up and allow it to dry. I'm going to put it over to the side here and put my little ornaments. I also needed some scissors to cut out the paper, or a rotary cutter, and I'm going to be using my glue gun with some glue sticks. The first thing I'm going to do, make sure my glass is not in any place where it will break. I don't need this part of the frame. Let's get rid of that, and let me move my camera so you can see better what I'm doing. There we go. Right there. Okay, so on this is the backing of the frame. This is the little bits in the back where you could hang it. Sometimes they have a little stand here so that you can stand. So this is obviously the very back of it. So this is what goes facing inside against the glass. I'm going to glue this paper onto that portion. Now you could use double stick tape, or you could just maybe make it a little bit bigger, wrap it around the edges, and tape it on the outside. But I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to put some little dots here and there, mostly on the edge. I'm going to start off at the top here and make sure that I put that down straight first. Okay. And it's not straight. Okay. Yeah. Let me glue it from the bottom here and straighten it up. And it's funny because I use my grid to do it. Maybe what wasn't straight is the actual board. And I'm just going to gently lift this up. Carefully. Carefully, because I've already torn it. Don't do that. This might be a failed project. Yeah, I refuse. Okay. Let me smooth it out again. Put some glue here. Smooth it out. Do the same on the other side. And on the very top edge. is that when I was cutting using this as a guide to cut the other paper, I kind of cut through the board, so it wasn't even. So I started off wrong. So anyway, here we go. The paper's on there. Don't worry about the little edges because when you put it inside against the glass, that'll go down. The next piece that I'm going to put in there is this red. So I'm going to sort of eyeball center it on there. You could measure it and do it exactly. I'm going to just glue down this edge here. Okay, so I can do this a little bit better. You could actually do some actual measuring. Again, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because it'll get pressed down once it's inside the frame with the glass. And I don't want to go, just put the glue on here. I was going to say I didn't want to go too far out and then the paper doesn't actually cover. So, okay, so here we go. I've now put that on there. I've got some paint on the glass because the frame was still wet when I put it up against it. So I'm going to make sure that I put the paint facing upward where I can then wipe it off. And that's going to go over it like that. And that's what's going to press it all down so I don't have to worry. Here's some paint that's already dry so I can just scrape it off the glass. And there we go. And now I can put it inside my frame. What you would do is put the glass on first. I always do that first. There we go. That in there. And then we're going to put that in here and fold back the little bits, little metal bits in the back. Hold it back down. And there you go. Nothing too fancy schmancy about it. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around because I think I like this on the bottom better because I'm going to cover that anyway. Where the paper was kind of uneven and wrinkled up. What I'm doing is that I'm switching. Well, it's not even gonna work. Haha. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this off and hot glue it to the top. This is gonna be my bottom then. This is how we fix fails, people. It's nice and cool outside. Well, it's actually cold for me living in Texas. It's cold. I'm gonna put some glue on this little bit here that I pulled off on the other side, and I'm gonna put it up here. Try to center it, glue it down, push it down with the tip of the scissors. Okay, so I just glued that on there, and then I can just, once it's dry, I can just bend it back. I'm not going to do that right now because it's still wet. So there we go. The frame is put together. Yeah, now I can do that. Now I can bend it a little bit. Okay, good. The next thing I want to do is I want to glue my ornament to the front on the glass, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun as well. And he's not going to go dead center on the frame because I don't want his antlers to be sticking out too far, so I'm going to go down a little bit and sort of kind of be within the frame. And put this on there. Lots of glue so he doesn't come off. And he shouldn't because this is good bond here. Now, anytime you glue anything to glass, you always have the risk of it just coming off the glass. So you want to make sure you use either an E6000 or a glue that says that you can use for glass. This is just a little holiday project, and I won't mind if this deer comes right off, because any glue that's on the glass, I'll be able to scrape it off, and then I can actually use a frame for something else for the rest of the year. But for this temporary time in the holidays, it'll hold and it'll be fine. And as you can see, this would be kind of hard to kind of maybe store away. Okay, now that I've got that, the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to decorate. So that's what I wanted these petals for. And I've got a few more here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a little flower. So I'm going to use the larger petals to place down first on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put this one first because he's kind of bent, and I want to put a little bit of glue on the tip. Let's get this stick in there. Okay. Let me take off this plastic. This is what's making it. Now you could leave a little plastic veins in the back if you like the shape of the leaf. Go ahead and leave it on there. Okay. I'm going to do another one. Come on, honey. And you don't have to put a lot of glue. All these little spider webs of, or little webs of glue, not spider glue, but not spider webs, but glue webs. Let them dry and then you can pull them off. So that's what I'm starting. So as I'm just going to go in as I go in, I'm going to go, it's like smaller petals. So here we go. There's a little slightly smaller. And I'm going to overlap the one that's already there just a tad. And one more. I'm going to put this one facing downward so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to keep adding some petals to it. Maybe this one here. Yeah. This is also going to be facing downward. On my fingers and it burnt. Oops. One little tip that I used to do when I used to do floral design at a popular craft store. I always kept a bucket with some ice water or like an ice pack near me when I was using my hot glue gun, because I was doing a lot of hot gluing, a lot of florals, and I was doing things kind of fast, especially during the holidays, because you know you had to have a certain production of things made. And of course you got people all around you asking you questions, and sometimes you get distracted and you get burned by the glue. So I always kept a bucket of cold water with some ice or an ice pack to immediately put my hand in there, because it happened many times that I burned myself. Okay, I'm going to take some of these leaves and I'm just going to tuck them in behind this the petals. That's why I didn't glue them all the way around. And yeah, I could have put the leaves down first, but then I didn't really know where the petals were going to go, so I'm doing them after. So I'm doing is just lifting them up and then putting that in. That's why I'm not putting glue all the way around every single petal, because then, you know, I don't have room to tuck leaves under. So, although this one I did, and it didn't even catch on anything, but that's okay. We can let it dry, and I can peel it off if I don't like the way it looks back here, or I could leave it. Which I'm going to do for now. Let's just leave it because I want to get moving on here. Okay, let's move that. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this one to put on top of the leaf. See what I'm doing? Okay, this is not one like that. Let's do this one because I need to build some that way to balance out my little design. Okay, now some of these will kind of be in front. I have more, but I'm not going to use that many. I'm going to put one sort of in front here. Here's a little one, and I'll probably save that for when I've got some other petals. Okay, let's start off with these that are sort of, oops, I can't get this. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to cut them off because I can't peel them off. And these can have a little bit of dimension, so that's okay. All right, so you take some medium-sized petals, and I like these because they kind of have a darker tone to them, so they'll show up. Keep adding some and going further in. Now it's not really a flower that I'm building, but it's just petals, and it's kind of giving sort of the look of a poinsettia there in the middle. I want you to see what I've done so far. And just keep adding them. I'm going to add one little relief in front here, like that. You see that? I'll get the camera and I'll show it at a better light in a moment. Get some of these smaller ones. Yes, and, that one I can't get it off either, so I will just cut it just for the sake of hurrying up and doing this. I don't want this to be too long. Okay, here we go. Put that in there. I'm going to take some of these berries, and I really should have had my wire cutters next to me, and I do. Oh yeah, I do have them near me. I'm pulling them off the wire, and I'm just going to put glue. Just pulling them off like that. Now, see how I kind of pulled off some of the red coating off of it? That's okay. Just going to hide that in there. Let me get my wire cutters. There we go. It's going to be so much easier this way. And I'm going to go ahead and put these along with the little wire stem on them. Put them in there. Oh, these little webs are driving me nuts. And then there's a little curly Q that was on them. I'm going to glue that in there as well. And you can just put as many little berries as you want on it. Put another one cut off. I kind of like things to be in odd numbers. And I've got 4 berries, so I need a 5th one there. Okay. And there you go. Simple, simple, simple little picture to hang on the wall. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments below, some nice comments, of course. And let me know what you can have created if you were inspired by this craft. And if you have a video or link that you want to share so that I can, or other people that may be looking at the video would like to look at, go ahead and put it down below. Why not? Let's all share. I decided to put 2 more little leaves in there. 2 more little petals. A little petal there and another little petal down here. Just because I thought they were pretty. Okay, so, and again, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank all the people who have already subscribed. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I really appreciate those who have subscribed already, and I really appreciate if more of you could subscribe. And that'll just have me making even more projects for you. If you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see me do, and I do have a pretty good extensive knowledge of different crafts, so if there's something that you would like to see me do, let me know. And it doesn't have to be just craft, it can be a recipe, because I also do cooking videos, so make sure you check those out. And as always, enjoy.